Hey everybody, welcome to Impossible Coin. You're in the future and we're in the now. We're actually starting like an hour and a half late, but it's because we had things to unpack and you're not privy to them.
There was tea and it was drunk and delicious.
You definitely drank it, yes.
A consumer of tea, Rocky Hardy.
Hey, what up? It's me. I'm more of a Sleepy Time fan myself.
A purveyor of tea, Tegan Somerset.
I do have excellent taste and skills in acquiring tea. And the host of our party, our tea party, Mr. Brian Cartwright, because he never gets introduced. He only introduces himself.
Didn't one of y'all say, like, a few weeks ago, like, oh no, Brian, you always introduce yourself? Like,
well, you always introduce yourself, but you don't get introduced.
You introduce yourself, but you don't get introduced.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Stretch Murdernuts, and this is Impossible Coin.
Let's go.
I like this podcast already.
Alright, so Stretch, what's been going on with you?
Rocky, I think this document I'm looking at has got something which is too tempting to not jump into first, which is dad builds.
No, this will be fun. Okay, sure.
Yeah, what is a dad build?
Okay, so it's been popularized a little bit in MMOs and stuff. Things that usually have a high investment required to like get into them. And it gained popularity in Destiny 2, where people were putting together dad loadouts. And as defined by PC Gamer, a dad loadout is defined by 3 criteria in a game. Your loadout must be easy to obtain with good perks. It must be able to hold its own in competitive play. And it should be pretty easy to use in all circumstances.
That seems fair.
Yeah. And so, like, it's generally, like, you know, like an intro kit. Like a cheese strat, etc. If you just want to get into the game and you want to feel what it's like and you need a build, because everyone needs a build, just take this, because it's pretty easy to get and it works for most situations. It's not necessarily optimized or anything like that, but lets you, like, play without as much effort. That's what a dad build is. Brian, why are you so excited about it?
Okay, well, I'm excited about it for a couple different reasons. One, because developers creating either play strategies or character classes or tools and resources which are designed to support players who have less available time, I think recognizes the variety of, you know, demands that like potential players might have on their time. Because I am sure there are a ton of people out there who are like, gosh, I would sure like to play game X, but everything I know about game X says that unless I've dumped 200 hours into it, I'm doing it wrong. And it sounds like stuff like this helps to support players who would like to get involved in a game, but if it requires 200 hours, just can't. So I think that's cool. Also because like a lot of games have actively avoided this kind of thing in the past, because as guys sit around in like meetings with graphs all the time and need to like measure, especially for live services games, ongoing player engagement as a success metric, being like, oh, well, you know, X many players who have purchased the game continue to stay engaged for Y many hours, which means that we have a potential upside for this for ongoing, DLC or ongoing transactions. If you're creating tools that don't require the player to play all the time, then like that guy has got a shorter bar on his graph, but it also means that you're prioritizing player experience above potential microtransaction revenue. And like, I'm horny for anything that prioritizes player quality of life over a potential bottom line. Like that seems cool. The other reason I like this is that while not entirely unshitty, this feels like a step in the right direction for the language that people use to describe this kind of player behavior. Like, we're not too far removed from a time when people just be like, well, the people who play Hanzo are casuals. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And even though this is still obviously looking down at these players, the language at least has been adjusted enough to recognize the idea of, like, recognizing a motivation for players who don't necessarily have the resources to give a lot of time to a game. Because if you're calling someone a casual as a dismissive, you're not really diving into that player's experience or motivations. Like, there's any number of reasons that, like, players make any number of choices in the way that they choose to interact with the game. And dad build is a shorthand for low time availability player. And it feels like somebody could ultimately get to communicating that entirely without using, like, dismissive language. But this at least acknowledges the player's motivation. Like, oh, dad, because dads have less time. Okay, dad build. Cool. But it's at least more sophisticated and specific language than just casual. So I like developers making the choice because it means that they're making a choice that puts player experience above bottom line. And I like the language because it's more specific than casual, even though it is still dismissive. So that is why I like this thing that you are sharing, Rocky.
Okay. I feel like I should clarify something. I don't think this is a design conceit. I mean, Hanzo is definitely the same Hanzo that comes out of the box. Like, with the exception of that, like, dad builds are more like community efforts. And I think they're useful in various games that imply a high level engagement to get enjoyment out of because it allows more people to get into it. And that's cool. I'm not a huge fan of the phrasing of dad builds. I know why they're using them that way. And there are definitely, like, things that have been used, that have been, considered cheap, like the noob combo in, like, Halo 2, or even Wyvern Ignition, which is, like, a great sword in Monster Hunter. And it's simple and effective tools, like, are still interesting. And, like, while I definitely have ironically, like, used the phrase filthy casuals, I think the idea of gatekeeping due to, like, time investment has always been lame. I like that accessibility is becoming more, I guess, positive, getting positive press in this case. I don't like that it took so long to get here. These types of, like, strategies to, like, reduce the amount of time necessary to get into a game have existed. Like, they're just like, oh, you wanna get through Final Fantasy VIII super fast? Well, here's some gravity cheese that you can use to get through most of the game. And some people use it for speedruns to, like, get through the whole game at, like, level 1 or whatever. Sure. And, like, but for a lot of it, it was just looked down upon. They're like, hey, I found a really efficient way for people who don't have time to learn the intricacy of the systems, or even don't want to learn. Like, I don't think it's necessarily like a reveal of, like, time investment. It's just, like, a level of investment in the game because they have other things to do or whatever. Or maybe they're just trying it out and they don't want to put 60 hours into it. You just want to learn, like, the shit and, like, rip through it. And that's always been valid, but it hasn't been popular to consider that valid. And I wish that had happened, like, 5-7 years ago. But, whatever.
I don't want to allocate all of the victory points here. I don't think go to communities for creating these builds because unless folks are actively modding games, then developers had to create and balance resources in order to make these builds possible. So, like, somebody somewhere had to say, like, okay, this in this configuration produce this result. Hey, Todd, do you want to leave this stuff in the game or not? And then Todd says, 1 second, I'll be right there. I have to tighten up the graphics, but...
And then never comes back to the conversation.
So these are a deliberate choice. Like, whenever a game has some unintended combination of resources used in a way that developers didn't intend, then, and they don't want it, the general reaction in an environment where, like, live updates to games are possible and you can push balance patches is to go, whoops, fuck, we don't like that, and then to make that combination of resources either produce a different result or become impossible with a subsequent patch.
Sure.
But when folks think that they're fucking discovering the Matrix and unlocking some forbidden science, and then it just never goes away, then it's like, no, guys, like, I appreciate the fact that everybody feels like they got some, like, secret shit on the down low, but, like, it's there for a reason. I know that, like, for the longest time, like, Hearthstone players were frustrated by Zoodex. They're like, man, fucking Zoodex. And it's like, well, what's the problem with Zoodex? It's like, well, like, Zoodex, they're all, like, basic or common cards, you know, like, meaning that, like, somebody can, like, build a zoo deck spending no money, and because the strategy on how to play a zoo deck is, like, incredibly simple, they can go straight up the ladder with a zoo deck. Like, oh, so you mean that somebody who does not have much in the way of time or money has a deck style that they can reliably lean on in order to have a good time in Hearthstone and remain competitive? And this deck build has worked from the very beginning and continues to work? Yeah. Sure sounds like it was intended to be there. The Hearthstone developers have said, like, yeah, like, Warlock Zoo is entirely intentional. You know, they want something that players who don't have a lot of time and don't have a lot of money to throw at the game can always do in order to be able to, like...
have a pleasurable experience, right?
Exactly, right. And so, like, I think that a lot of times, like, these things exist in the game. Now, they may not, like, hang a lantern on them. They may not, like, put out a big fucking neon sign that says, like, Warlock Zoo here. But, like, a lot of what makes games good is player discovery and player community. So, like, you may not hang a sign out that says Warlock Zoo, but, like, guys are going to figure out Warlock Zoo inside of a week, and then they're going to put it on the internet. And so then, like, when Tired Dad is sitting in front of, like, the computer doing the bills, it's like, man, I sure could play some Hearthstone. I got the bills done early. What's this? Ooh, Warlock. I don't have to buy any cards. I can just start wrecking fools? Charlene, I'm going to come to bed at 10:30 tonight. I'm going to wreck fools. Like, good for them. You know,
10:30's late.
Look, he's exhausted, Tegan. He's exhausted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let him sleep.
I'm just gonna say I was up till like 4 last night, so
Same,
whatever.
but for other reasons.
Just because we're broken inside, this guy doesn't have to go to bed, like, later. Let him wreck fools till 10:30, Tegan.
I thought, like, a key identifier of being broken inside was you were staying up too late.
No, I'm saying we're broken inside.
Oh, I see. Okay, you're saying he isn't broken inside. He lives, like, a nice, fulfilling life with his wife, his dog, and his 2.5 children.
Right. Well, you know, first of all, I hope it's not 2.5, because if it's 0.5, that kid is dead. But, you know, like, things are well. He's just
I don't know.
tired.
I think I'd only count a baby as half a child, because they're only doing half the stuff. They're doing the crying and the pooping and the eating, but they aren't doing any of the conversing back to actually let you be able to accurately identify their needs. So, like, meh.
Wait, are we talking about babies or old people?
Both.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, like, I'm glad that those resources are there. I think it's wild, like the Dark Souls series, like, Dark Souls 1 pretty famously doesn't have much in the way of what you would call a dad build, but, like, Dark Souls 2 very famously does have resources for what you would call a dad build. But there was, like, pretty significant pushback from the Dark Souls community about that particular combination of resources. Like, when people discovered that combination of resources, they got angry that this single-player video game had that combination of resources in it.
Why?
Because they're broken inside, Tegan, just in a different way.
Wait, but like Dark Souls straight up has a dad build.
Dark Souls 1?
Dark Souls original?
Yeah, well, like remastered, but like the mechanics aren't different.
Then apparently whatever the dad build is for 1 was not considered to be like heinous or egregious as the one for 2.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Because there was a lot of community pushback around the dad build of Dark Souls 2. Yeah, and which is why like the resource combination in 3 is like nowhere near as supportive. Which is goofy. Like, imagine playing video games and not wanting other people to play video games. Imagine living that life. Like, yeah. Like,
why are you angry?
Sounds whack.
Like,
why are you so angry that people want to play video games? Why?
I can only have this fun if no one else is.
It's only fun if I get to suffer alone. I don't want other people to suffer alone. God. Frickin' baby.
Yeah. So, I guess that's like a lot of my dad build rambling. Tegan, what are your feelings on dad builds?
I like that dad build sounds like dad bod.
I fill up.
I don't care as long as it looks cool. Do the dad builds look cool? Like, are they cohesive or are they like socks and sandals?
They may be socks and sandals.
Oh
like,
God, I hate it then.
Well, I mean, Tegan, you can be a fashion fighter. That's also a thing.
Oh, okay, I want to be a fashion fighter.
But you gotta be better than normal people. That's the trade-off.
That's fine. I'll learn. I'll make that sacrifice so I can look cool. If I don't look like a cohesive anime protagonist, then what the fuck is the point?
Oh god.
I don't play these games for realism. If I want to mismatch my clothes, I'll do that in real life.
Tegan,
with my regular wardrobe.
We gotta get you in Final Fantasy and then get you the frog suit, because it's the best shit.
Hell yes.
You get this dumbass frog head.
I'm gonna name my character Suyu. It'll be great.
Oh no. Oh man. This is a good time.
So, Rocky, what's going on with your raid group?
They're blowing up and then reforming and blowing up again.
So that means it's not one raid group, it's just a bunch?
Well, no. It's presumably one raid group. So, raiding in Final Fantasy XIV is a little different from WoW. You're not tied to your particular guild. Instead, all you really need to do is find 7 people to play with, and form what we call a static, which is a group that runs through content together. We started with a static, 6 from within our quote-unquote guild, and 2 people, just from elsewhere on the internet. We lost both of those people because we were progressing too slowly. We've had some issues. Some people were button heads or whatever. And so we lost 2 people, and then 2 other people from our core group ended up leaving. One had a death in the family, like rest in peace grandma, and the other developed an injury with his wrist.
Oh no.
Seems to be like an old tennis injury that was like agitated.
Aggravated?
Yeah.
That is tough.
So we actually gave that guy leave, which sucks because he's a really fucking good tank. Like, better than 95% of players. Like, holy shit. But he's taking a break until he sees his doctor this coming week. And it's likely the doctor will tell him to, like, rest for, like, a month and we'll have to find another tank. But if we don't, then we'll be playing together again in, September, it looks like.
Okay.
But we still need to grab 2 new people. So in our guild, because we are the little raiding company, starting in this expansion, we wanted to build some statics to like run together. And it turns out there was another group that ran a little later than us that completely imploded. Like we lost some personnel. We lost 2 guys, and then 2 guys were like out for a while. But their whole group like literally fell apart. They were mostly infighting, a bunch of dudes, too much testosterone. You know how it happens. But 2 of my favorite players, like, in the world were in that group, so we poached 2 of them. So we presumably have 6 of 8 until our other 2 people come back, our friend actually had to go to Taiwan for his like her grandmother's funeral, and so he's there until September. And then if our tank comes back, then our tank comes back. But there's been a lot of drama and like definitely some shenanigans. One time I was spending the weekend trying to focus on the fight on my own with pugs, and like other people from our group joined us, and then other people showed up and they thought we like intentionally excluded them, and like we had to diffuse that later. And I'm spending a lot more time, I feel like, putting out fires because apparently I'm the de facto leader now instead of playing the video game. And I just want to hit buttons, guys. You know what that's like, right? Yeah, I'm raiding
Rocky,
mom.
your mom.
And it's just
Just tell everybody you're going to turn this raid group around if they don't start getting along.
Oh my god, like I might actually like
Be like, if you're all really good, I will DoorDash you McDonald's. Just stop.
I will DoorDash you McDonald's. Holy shit. That sounds amazing. I'm actually kind of down. But we're hitting all the tropes right now. We have a couple people are just trying to make friends. Some people that are really abrasive. A couple people with thin skin. And then there's just the person that doesn't tend to talk. And those guys tend to have the higher damage because, once again, they're not talking. But, I just want to get through the content. And I want to play video games. And I hope it goes well. And I'm working it out. Because it's, I've never ran a raid group before. And it is complicated. I've made PowerPoints and done recruiting, completed conflict resolution, and try to, make actionable goals for us throughout the week. And I'm damn sure using this experience. I'm probably not actually going to put it on my resume, but this might be an interview topic at some point. Who knows? But
I mean, you could put it on as like problem solving skills and like I don't know, like time coordination. I don't know what how you would phrase that one.
I'm definitely putting conflict resolution, and I'm putting team building, and I might put like scheduling or whatnot. But
just put it on there just like that. Scheduling parentheses and whatnot.
They're not going to read my resume anyways, right? They just kind of glance at it and toss it out.
The computer's going to read it, so as soon as it sees the scheduling part, it'll just flip you right through.
I'm down. Oh, God. But yeah, a lot of that's been going on. I've been playing the game when I've been getting to play the game. One of my friends, Demi, who's like really about glamours, like, changing your overall look of your gear so that it like makes a particular costume for your character. Mm-hmm. And he's all the way about it. Like, and it's wild. Cause like I never expected him to, and it always surprises me. And he has like every piece of clothing in this fucking game memorized. Like, hey, how's your glamour going? What you going on with your glamour? And like I got this new piece, and he always has new pieces. Like he definitely spends a lot of time in the cash shops. Like, oh damn, I'm gonna buy that jacket. The jacket's always dope. How is it always dope, Tegan? I don't get it.
Because he's paying real money for it. That's why.
Yeah, I guess it's true.
It's literally because he is always paying real money for it. The dope stuff is always paid.
But Brian, also, I have a dad build tank for you if you ever want to fuck around with it. Like, I definitely know how to put that together. And I've been playing a lot of Monk, and Monk is like the fastest shit I've ever played in my life, and I love it so much. It's like the most manic job. You're always pressing buttons, even when you're not hitting enemies. You have a 2-second global cooldown. So I'm just like throwing out all the damage, and it's like, it's so much fun. I'm having a great time. Until I'm like, being raid mom. And even then, it's a unique challenge. But also, video games. That's where I'm at. Brian, you were right that it was going to be a lot of work. And I'm still doing it, but whatever.
If all your Final Fantasy XIV talk has taught me anything, it's that I'm never going near playing a tank in that video game for any reason whatsoever.
What do you mean? Tanks are easy. Like,
Brian, tanks are easy.
You hit your combo, which is like one button every 2.5 seconds, and every 30 seconds you press a button to make sure you don't die, and that's it. That's the whole thing. Occasionally you run around, I guess. But that's pretty much it. Tanking is super easy in that game. If you don't want to do any work in the game, all you really have to do is play DPS. Because until you get into, like, Savage content, which is, like, the hardest of the hardest shit, well, except for Ultimates, no one's gonna care about your numbers. And all you have to do is just hit stuff until it dies. And, like, healers have the most work because their job is to keep everyone else alive. And if we're dying due to damage or people not using, like, their cooldowns or whatever, the healer gets blamed. And, like, that's some shit, but whatever. That's how MMOs work, I guess. Holy Trinity. God bless them. But tanking is easy, to be honest. And, like, tanking does some pretty decent damage these days. Although white mages are still busted. Because, like, white mages are busted, I guess. But tanking is really laid back. And you have some pretty decent combos. Like, there's if you want to do a high damage tank, if you just want to be super survivable, or you just want to hang out and use a gunblade, you could do that too. Like, that's cool.
Yeah. Rocky, I pay attention. No way I'm going near that tank. Like, you've told us about how, like, these groups rely on tanks, how tanks are in short supply, and I could just see it now. Like, Brian wanders in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to be Brian the tank. You guys be the whole group.
Okay.
Sure.
What's up?
Do. Boy, this sure is a Final Fantasy. Hey guys, I'm kind of like we're out here doing this thing. I'm kind of having a hard time. Gosh, I'm not necessarily doing things as quickly as other tanks. Is that okay, guys?
Yeah, man, whatever. Take your time.
Absolutely not. I am a healer. I need my experience exactly right now. I got another appointment in 20 minutes. We gotta go.
But I'm not particularly experienced in this role as a tank, and so I don't necessarily do things as quickly as other people, and I also don't have necessarily as high a threshold for my talent and skill. Is that okay, healer?
I mean, it's fine,
Absolute garbage. I am leaving the party.
Oh man, healers aren't really like that. Like, not in Final Fantasy.
They're always very much like, no, it's fine. I'm just happy that you're not yelling at me for not doing my job properly. Because, like, if you're not doing your job properly, I can kind of compensate for that by keeping you alive longer. But if I don't do my job properly, we all fucked.
Yeah. Like, pressure's definitely on healers, man. But, like, also, like, the way that the game, like, increments itself, like, I guess if you buy, like, the story skip and go all the way to, like, 70 to 80, you're gonna have problems, cause, like, there's, like, the kit, it's less intricate than it used to be, but you still need to know what's going on. But as you're playing through Final Fantasy, like, at first you get a 3-hit combo, and, like, all you have to do is make sure that the boss continues to hit you, and as long as you're hitting your buttons, that will always happen. And then later on, like, sometimes you get a big hit, but you have a button that, like, increases your defense. And, like, it gives you a cast bar. It, like, flashes on the screen.
Right.
And it's like, oh, the thing's flashing. I gotta press this button. And that's it. Like, there's no, like, anything crazy like quarter turns or, like, positioning that's super important for tanks. You just stand in front of the boss.
Uh-huh.
If it has a cast bar, you press one of your cooldowns. Otherwise, you keep pressing the same 3 buttons. Tanking is really laid back, man.
Don't believe you.
I know. I mean, that's fine. Like, it's weird that you don't, but it's fine. Like,
I don't know why you choose to lie about this, Rocky.
yeah, why would I lie? What, dude? I've tanked. That's what I mean. Like, I play every role in this game, and I'm telling you, by far, the easiest thing to do is to actually tank. You could definitely sit there and, like, mash buttons as a DPS, but, like, until you get to, like, end game content, like, you have, like, zero responsibility, but there's more for you to do as a DPS. You just simply have more buttons going on. As a healer, you have several buttons, and most of them decide whether or not the party lives or dies.
Mm-hmm. And you have to watch everybody, because somebody's gonna do something fucking dumb.
Yeah, and, like, people will take damage for no reason, and, like, it's always petty if you just let them die. I mean, sometimes I do, but, like, generally speaking, like, if anyone dies, they're gonna blame the healer before anyone else. But, like, tanks, like, all they have to do is run to the end of the battle, run to the end of the stage whenever that happens, at whatever pace they choose, and if they're not dead at the end of it, you get 3 commendations at the end of every dungeon. That's it. Like, it's really simple. And it's because they know they can't do it without tanks. And most people are just happy to have a tank in general. They're not going to shit on the fact that, like, their tank is moving slowly or whatever. It's not going to happen. They don't have the time.
They're going to go, thank God I don't have to tank.
Yeah. Like, tanking's really laid back. Everybody loves tanks. And, like, on the literal, like, 1 out of 100 people that, like, get mad at a tank for moving slowly still continue to play the game and give them a commendation at the end of it, because if they didn't have a tank, they can't tank themselves, and so they need you to be around. That's just it. Like, tanks run the shit. That's why tank privilege is a whole thing in the game. Like, tanks can stand in AoEs occasionally because they have enough health and defenses that they won't die, and, like, they have control over when we start the battle or when certain things happen, because tanks usually have to move the boss or whatever the fuck, and they get to pick how and when that happens. Yeah.
You're the boss,
You're the
Haas.
boss.
Well, I am sure that it is fun for someone.
What would you rather play?
I think I would like to not play a massively multiplayer online video game.
You tried to get us to play Warframe like 2 months ago.
Okay, look. It was a different time.
You did, that's true.
Uh-huh.
That's a statement.
Guys, we should play Warframe.
Oh, here we go. I swear to God.
Wait.
I meant to say 2 seconds in the future, excuse me.
I just hear such good things about Warframe.
Warframe's a good game, man. Solid 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10 would investigate.
Tegan, what's this about COD?
What is this about COD? Why are we talking? I thought we already knew what we were talking about COD in fucking the year 2019. They're like, Call of Duty development for the next Call of Duty game that's coming after our Call of Duty Modern Warfare reboot is going bad, so we're gonna move up the next Call of Duty Black Ops game, so now everyone knows that the next Call of Duty 2020 game is Black Ops. That's it!
Wait, there's no subtitle? It's just Black Ops?
Just Black Ops. Maybe Black Ops 5, but also maybe just Black Ops. Because fuck it. We have to talk about 2 different Call of Duty games in the year of our Lord and Savior 2019. And I'm mad about it. That's it. I could be talking about 2 Zelda games, but I'm not. I have to talk about 2 fucking Call of Duty games. It's bullshit.
Wait, but we do have there's the teaser. There's a teaser for Breath of the Wild 2.
Count. Teaser's not the same. This from E3.
It was from E3.
We talked about it as part of E3, and now I'm just in a well of things that I wish was happening.
Did you hear that E-League's airing the Nintendo World Championships on CBS for the next couple of weeks?
But I don't have
I hope
TV,
that works out.
So I'm gonna have to wait and see if someone will stream it online or something. I know! Also, I'll probably be at work because fuck me, right? Because whenever there's something I want to watch on TV, I'm at work. So
that is the worst.
I bet I could get my dad to DVR it for me. Except it's not DVR, it's just whatever he uses to record. That'd be fun.
How about it? Brian, how you feel about Black Ops?
It's bullshit.
I mean, I've got hard-hitting questions.
Okay.
Yeah, Tegan, do we know the location yet of where the boots will be in this game?
Not Russia, but also during the Cold War.
What
does that mean? What does that mean? What does not Russia but during the Cold War mean? I don't know.
I think that your answer is both simultaneously more and less specific than what I'm looking for.
I'm happy to help. I'm happy to help.
Yeah.
Oh.
So where will the boots be, Tegan?
Not Russia, but during the Cold War. Oh, you want me to say on the ground? I don't know if they'll be on the ground, though, Brian. They might be in the air this time. Because we're not in Russia, but it is during the Cold War. Who knows what they're doing?
I don't think boots work differently in Russia, Tegan.
You would think.
Well, Brian, in Russia, boots wear you.
Yeah, you don't wear
Rocky,
the boots.
fuck off.
The ground has the boots. You don't have the ground. Dun, dun, dun. In Soviet Russia, we're just during Soviet Russia's existence. So I don't know where the fuck we're gonna be, Brian.
What?
Earth, I hope. Jesus.
Oh god.
This isn't like
Cold War, but
this
in
isn't
space.
like Power Rangers where there's just accidental world building.
God, I love Power Rangers world building.
Power Rangers world building is wild because it just comes out of nowhere and there's no actual explanation. It's just like, oh yeah, you thought Earth was the only planet with humans? Yes? Is there a follow-up to this? No, there isn't. You just thought Earth was the only one with humans. Cute. Da-da-da, moving on. What does that mean?
Oh god. Hey Brian, did you pick up that Power Rangers fighting game?
I didn't.
Uh-huh.
Is there a reason you betray us like this?
Well, Brian is currently considering a entirely different fighting game buy, which is Fantasy Strike is now on Switch. Yes.
Right.
And like I have previously fucked around someone with Fantasy Strike when it was in early access. But the player base was like non-existent in early access on Steam. And so like Fantasy Strike on Switch feels like possibly a good idea. The jury's out. But I think that the main thing that I'm going to be doing with Power Rangers in the main time is just giving Elizabeth Banks as Rita Repulsa all my thirst. But
Oh, is this why you asked if you were allowed to be thirsty on main?
No. That was an entirely
sure?
different thirst.
Oh
Yes,
God, what thirst was that? I'm
Oh
afraid.
Jesus! Are you just T? Are we just casually discussing like internet thirst here? Like
we're casually discussing
I think
your
it's fine.
internet thirst.
what?
Not
No,
just any
like
internet thirst.
I thought that I thought thirst was dead. I thought people couldn't be thirsty anymore.
What? That's
we're
insane.
all
Doesn't make any
Brian.
sense.
Of course, we're allowed to be thirsty.
We talked about rehydrate again, and on this show like a month
that's 'cause
ago.
he's dead. You gotta.
He's not dead. He's clearly alive.
You gotta those like toys that are a little capsule. You stick him in the bathtub, and then the capsule dissolves, and then the foam toy expands.
Yeah, and he poops back up.
Yeah, that's Ganon. Like it's not like.
But he's hot.
But I feel like the way the internet interacts with horniness now as an abstract concept. Like, nobody actually talks about anything that actually turns them on. They're all just like, I want to talk about horniness as this abstract concept.
Horniness isn't an abstract concept?
It is not.
Ah.
Here to tell you, people
Sure.
get boners, Tegan.
Are you sure?
People get boners.
Sounds
But,
fake,
like-
but okay.
Being the existence of boners. Some real boner discourse going on
Yeah.
here.
The hottest boner discourse, which is actually not actually about hot boners. But yeah, I don't think people actually get on Twitter and be like, this cranks my wheel. I think that
Rocky
it-
does.
really?
I definitely do.
We've seen
Yes,
him
all the
liking
time.
all those honey pics.
I do that a lot.
Is that the correct?
It's a
is that the
problem.
correct
I'm
term?
working on it.
But
Is that right?
Yeah, that's just the Twitter honeys.
yeah.
That works.
Okay.
But is and I think that this is a problem with the way people interact with social media because because of the way Twitter works, the fact that there is public visibility into all every one of your replies and every one of your likes, there are definitely accounts on Twitter that I would follow, but I don't. There are accounts that I don't follow, but I go look at all the time. Because I'm I don't want to show that I'm following that account. I like that picture, but I don't like that picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shadow following. I get it.
But
But yeah, people definitely talk about horniness on Twitter, man. Half of Twitter's horny. Understand that.
90% of
but are they
Twitter's
are they actually talking about their horny truth, or is it a horny lie for social positioning?
Okay, so there is some horny lies for social positioning, Brian. However, people tell their horny truth on Twitter. It happens.
Have
It's a
you
real
seen
thing.
anime Twitter? It's 90% thirst. And all those characters
but
are
is it
fictional.
real thirst, Tegan? Is it real thirst?
Yeah, it's real thirst for real fictional characters.
Yeah.
I just look at Twitter and this is probably a Brian problem, and I can see that because like I feel like half the time when I see a this is less so when I see horny likes, but when I see a horny post, like I'll look at it and go like, is this bullshit? Like I don't know why. Like I'm so inclined to have my if somebody gets on the Twitter and they're like, oh, hey guys, I'm horny. I don't know what my first inclination is to be like, you know what? I don't actually think you're horny. And I think it probably has to do with the fact that I'm pretty sure that most of the world at this point is exhausted, tired, and just wants to lay on their couch and eat garbage. And so I'm pretty sure that most people don't even have the energy or internal fire anymore to be horny because the world is such a catastrophic and disastrous, terrible mess. They couldn't summon a boner if they wanted to.
Brian, you know you're my friend, right?
Uh-oh. This is going someplace dark.
Is this where the ship takes off? Is this where the most popular ship takes off?
And I care about you, and I want you to live a long and happy life, but I feel like that might be a you problem, and I'm worried about you.
Maybe it's just you're too exhausted, Brian.
Wait, so you're telling me that the world is not too depressed by the state of the world? You're saying that most people are like, yeah, you know what? Sure, the Proud Boys and Donald Trump exist, but I'm hard.
Horniness is a spectrum, Brian.
Tell me about the boner spectrum.
There are definitely people who are horny for the Proud Boys and Trump. There are also people that are definitely flaccid by them. But there are definitely people that have a trigger fear response where you know what? I'm horny anyways. I'm going to use this energy elsewhere because I don't know how much time I got left because the Proud Boys and the Trump are on blues.
Oh, okay. So people who are the glacial sheet in Greenland is melting, I'm hard. But not because I want it to be melting, but more just hold everybody close. We're all going to die. Don't mind my boner as I hold you close.
Yeah, those are also results of that situation.
Okay. All right. I will concede the existence of fear response would.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all I'm asking. Oh man.
I'm just saying that it feels and this is going to sound ridiculous, and I understand that, and I concede it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It feels like in today's world, being horny is a lot of work.
Well, yeah, that's definitely true. Boners don't just spontaneously happen. I think that work has just been democratized. If we're being honest, I think we live in a world.
Are we crowdsourcing erections now?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
Yes, we are. Yes. I'm going to say yes. I vote yes. We are crowdsourcing erections.
I think we were at a point where the world existed or was oriented specifically to make sure that men were horny at whenever possible, and I think now we live in a world where men are also responsible for inducing horniness, and women are largely in this place that they were before. And I think everyone's a bit more responsible for each other's and their own horniness. I think that's what's going on. I think it's a brave new world, but I'm the one that's choosing to live in it.
Yeah.
Man, this is a lot of work. You know what you need to do? You just need to turn off the horny part. If you just shut down the horny part of your brain, I'm sure we could fix some of these actual issues.
It's also cool to be horny if you want to.
Be horny if you want to, but I mean, if we could just turn it off for 20 minutes collectively.
I think 20 minutes at a time isn't that bad. I think that's a fair shake.
I don't know if I even mean 20 minutes at a time. I think I just mean 20 minutes. It's long enough to come to one consensus on one thing, and then you can turn it back on for like another year.
Oh god. 20 minutes a year? Non-horniness?
Yep.
I'm okay with that. That sounds like a conference I'd go to. 20 minutes to listen to one TED Talk. Turn off your horniness for the length of one TED Talk a year.
Please, we're begging you.
I realize that we are like well off the garden path at this point, but I feel like this is diamond tier content, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw out here, God, I hate TED Talks. But
what? What do you mean you hate TED Talks?
I really do, Tegan. Fuck them. Fuck them.
Why? Why do you want to fuck a TED Talk, Brian?
What? I say this as a person who lives in the United States and is a dude and is a white dude. TED Talks are the most white dude bullshit. Like, it is this, you look at it and it's this, how do I describe it? TED Talks are secular, intellectual church masturbation.
What?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Whoa. What?
Yeah, 100%.
Why?
No, that's what it is. Like that exact
in church. What the hell?
Oh god.
We must go to very different kinds of churches. Well, you must go to church because I don't go to church anymore. Jesus.
So basically, Tegan, what I'm saying is that people listen to TED Talks or go to TED Talks to listen to TED Talks and go to TED Talks. Like some guy gets up on stage and it's like, what I want to talk about right now is the essential nature of commas. And like, no one in the crowd gives a shit
on that.
Right. And they're like, and everyone in the crowd is like, I could care less about commas, but I understand that this man on this stage that paid $2,000 to see, because the actual cost of going to a TED Talk live is just exorbitant. And I'm not talking TEDx here. I'm not talking like your shindy local fake ass TED Talk. I'm talking your legitimate black tar heroin TED Talk. You know, if you're going to like the legit OG TED Talks, you have thrown down some serious fucking money to go sit in that room and congratulate yourself for existing. So some guy's up on stage with the, like the wireless headset mic, and he's like, I want to talk about the nature of the comma. Commas. It's like when you have 1.5 thoughts, and like the crowd is like, oh wow, yeah, ooh, I love that. Mm-hmm. Like there's some takeaways here. I can't wait to like sit in like my like ivory tower and tell people in a meeting 2 months from now about how like commas are great. And they'd be like, I listened to this TED Talk about commas. It's this weird.
Can I say something that's going to be sad? I did listen to a TED Talk about commas for work.
God damn it, Tegan. Tegan, I want you to know this.
Sorry.
It is because you are a trusted and treasured person with whom I personally and this show have developed history with, that you are not thrown into the fucking sea right now.
I'm sorry, it was for work. Work had me watch a TED Talk about commas. It's not my fault.
Okay.
It's not like I was like, I'm going to willingly seek out this TED Talk about commas. Work was like, hey, there was a TED Talk about commas. Watch it and tell us if we need to change our comma policy. And I was like, cool. So I did.
You see, alright, that's actually even fucking worse. Like, because there's this, that's the thing I hate about TED Talks, is this presumption of value. So nobody actually consumed the TED Talk that they wanted you to watch. No, that I'm saying is that like nobody watched it before you and said like, okay, this is a thing which has value. We should have our employees watch it. Someone was just like, I assume TED Talks are good. Tegan, please go watch it. Like, just this baseline assumption of value. And like, that's what irritates me, is that like, he had no idea that there was any value. It's just like, I'm just going to assume that this thing is good and tell someone like, I've assumed this thing is good. Please go consume it. Like, come the fuck on. Come the fuck on. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk about how horniness is fake on Twitter.
There it is.
Oh boy. We got there, guys. Good job, everybody.
Thanks for coming along.
We made it.
Oh, man. Brian, tell me about this Stardom thing. What's going on?
All right, guys, it's time. You need to both get on the Stardom train. This is the time of year to get in. All
right now?
Yep. Now is the time for Stardom. So, most Japanese wrestling promotions do a thing once a year where they will run a round-robin tournament divided into 2 blocks, which is a chance to do a singles showcase for everybody who is going to be important for, like, the next year. So, like, it's a chance to, like, get in on all the stories that they're going to be building and all that good stuff and get to know all of the major singles competitors. And Stardom's major round-robin tournament runs from, like, August 17th to September 20th. It's called the 5-Star Grand Prix. And going to be lots and lots of, like, fantastic singles action. There's definitely, like, ways I'd like to see this tournament go. You know, they've already divided up the blocks. We know who's in each block. You know, it's red block and blue block. The stars in red block are, you know, Mayu Iwatani, Momo Watanabe, Hana Kimura, Hazuki, Tam Nakano, Saki Kashima, Natsu Sumire, and AZM. And I would really, really like Momo to win red block. Because they've been doing this whole story about how Momo's been, like, losing momentum. And so, like, she cut this promo about how she's like, I've really been losing momentum and I just haven't been as good in the ring as recently, as good as I could be in the ring recently. And I promise I'm going to do my best in the Grand Prix. I'm going to really try and win the Grand Prix. Yeah, Momo's so good.
What a good girl.
Right. And so, I want Momo to win red block. And in blue block is, Kagetsu, Konami, Arisa Hoshiki, Andras Miyagi, Utami, Jungle Kiona, Natsuko Tora, B. Priestley, and Jamie Hayter. I'm a giant mark for Konami. She's been getting, like, a much bigger push since she signed a full-time contract. And she's no longer, like, doing work for other companies. And it's like, okay, so now that Konami is a member of Tokyo Cyber Squad and she's full-time, it feels like she's been getting a bigger push. So I would like the blue block champion to be Konami, and so that way the finals can be Momo versus Konami. And, like, there is just is so much good stuff. It's all fantastic. Plus, like, all of the members of the roster who are not actually in the Grand Prix are putting on cool tag team matches before the show. So that's why you get a chance to see other people too do cool stuff. And they just signed some months ago this idol singer who's been, like, training in the Stardom dojo, and she made her debut on August 10th. Like, so this person's like, I'm not going to be, I'm transitioning from idol singing into Stardom wrestler. Her name is Saya Kamatani, and her debut was, like, very, very good. And, like, she immediately has this, like, really great connection with the crowd, and she comes out 110% doing, like, all of her idol bullshit. And the crowd is like, choo choo, I'm going to ride this train. And I just think that, like, right now, what with the Grand Prix going on, now is the time for y'all to get on the Stardom train. So search your souls and your wallets for about $8.90 a month. It's time for Stardom.
I will sincerely consider it.
Tegan, what does that deep growl mean?
I'm trying to find the new girl. Saya?
Yes, Saya Kamatani?
Yeah.
Yes. You could see, like, how great she looked in her debut.
Yeah, I want to know where they poach her from. What group's she from? I have to know. I'll find out later, I guess. I'll harass Idol Twitter. Well, I mean, you don't have to harass Idol Twitter. Idol Twitter harasses you, but you know.
Tegan, apparently I didn't make the case to Rocky for now is the time to come to Stardom. Did I successfully make the case to you, Tegan?
I mean, I've already known that it was time. When you showed me Stardom, I was like, this is everything I want.
Yep. This is the time.
This is the time and this is the news.
Yep. News.
Speaking of Japan, guys, Japan's wild.
Well, yeah.
So, like, remember, a couple weeks ago where we were like, hey, Kyoto Animation Kata was set on fire in an act of arson and 35 people died and it was miserable and we were sad?
Yep.
So, a guy named Kenichi Haratsuka threatened to, quote-unquote, do a repeat of Kyoto Animation to Square Enix after losing a match in a mobile game.
That's...
Right?
That's
right?
lame.
So
Holy
the police,
shit.
naturally, taking the threat seriously, arrested him, but, like, didn't find any of the supplies to do what he said at his place. And this is, like... This also comes after... This isn't, like, obviously the first threat that Squeenix has gotten, because earlier this year, another guy was arrested for threatening to kill Square Enix employees after spending, like, almost $1,800 in a gacha game and didn't get the drop he wanted. So he told reporters he sent the email as revenge. I love that, like, sending a threatening email is considered a form of revenge.
Well, at least it's not burning buildings down.
Nobody's burning buildings down except the dude who was arrested, and he's also murdering people, technically, so...
Ugh. Well, I'm glad no one got hurt. It sucks that this guy's lame and he blew way too much money not getting the drop he wanted. That is a real tragic story.
Would you imagine if, like, if the United States took any number of threats as seriously as that? Like... These guys aren't going to be allowed to bribe propane and stuff.
Well, I not to skip over this story, there is a situation where we do take these kind of threats really seriously. Just recently, Kyle Bugger-Giersdorf, you know, the new 16-year-old Fortnite World Cup solo champion, was playing Fortnite in a stream on Sunday when his home was swatted. For people who don't know, it's when someone calls in something like a bomb threat or a hostage situation at your home address, and your local police sends the SWAT team to your home as a response for what has become a prank on the internet.
Swatting is not a prank. Swatting's not a prank!
It's not a prank. It's not a real prank. It's definitely something that's dangerous and terrible, and someone died last year because of it. But, God, we need to figure out. You know, maybe we are not, maybe we can't get horny in this kind of world, Brian. You might be right about this.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, Rocky.
Japan's wild, but, you know, U.S. is wild.
God, too. Like, all right. So the whole vibe of a prank is haha, fuck you. The thing is like there's different ways to say fuck you. I'm like, yes. You know, just like there's different ways to say I love you or bless their heart. Like I want to say fuck you twice. Like one of them is going to be, fuck you. See? You see how kind of like the voice goes up at the end and you're like, all right, like, it's like, oh, okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's disarming. It's like, okay, nothing's bad here. But if I go, fuck you, it's a whole different vibe. I don't think you ever, ever, ever say, haha, fuck you, in a way that weaponizes the police.
Well, Brian, unfortunately, we do have that technology.
All right. Your scientists were too busy wondering whether or not they could do a thing. They didn't stop to consider whether or not they should do a thing.
Oh, man.
Like, what is fucking wrong with people?
I don't know how swatting came to be. That's wild. Especially because, like, this kid, he has a lot of visibility because, he won the Fortnite World Cup. He's also 16.
Don't swat a 16-year-old.
And, like,
don't swat anyone.
And he...
Well, yeah,
don't fucking 80.
Don't swat a child. What the fuck?
Yeah, and...
That's a literal kid.
Mm-hmm. And he was interrupted, while he was on stream because his dad came upstairs like, hey, son, the police are at the door. They're in riot gear. And his dad had no idea what was going on. Like, it was... It was like that one scene in, like, Summer Wars where, like, the mom, like, realizes that, like, the meteor's gonna crash onto, like, the house. And, like, the kid has to try to win the video game in time. And it's just like... And the mom's like, this is just a game, right? Like, this is just what's going on. It's like, oh, shit.
Oh, God.
Guys, I'm so tired.
I feel that. But, Brian...
I don't get it. Maybe if you weren't so horny all the time, Brian, you wouldn't have to be tired.
Brian, you gotta use your horniness for good. To save the people. From swatting or whatever.
So what you're saying is to convert, because, matter cannot be destroyed. It can only be converted to energy. And so boners cannot be destroyed. They can only be converted to energy. So what you're saying is to convert my boner matter to justice energy.
Well, yeah, Bren, the first rule of equivalent exchange is that for mankind to gain anything, something of equal value must be lost. And I'm asking you to sacrifice your boner for the sake of an equal amount of justice, however much that may be.
It's a lot of justice you're getting.
Oh, fuck. It's like that.
Get ready for justice, y'all.
That's actually an anime. It's already done. Like, the dude sacrifices his boner. It's like, Jesus, how much of a boner was really there? It's like, you don't want to know. Oh, God.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of pictures on Twitter.
Jesus.
Sorry!
I know! Dude, I know! You're the one that was arguing it wasn't horny! Whatever, it's fine. I'm over
Alright.
Brian, please hit us with the next story.
Next story is all that shit on Twitter, but let's talk about Anthem instead. So, as you guys know, Anthem was a giant disaster. A clusterfuck, if you will. It blew up in Electronic Arts' face in just about every possible way. EA shit the bed on that one super big time. So does it surprise anybody that Anthem's lead producer is leaving BioWare?
Nah, not really. Hope he gets something great on the other side, I guess.
Yeah.
Wherever that is.
So Ben Irving announced last week that he is departing the studio after 8 years at BioWare. If for those of you keeping track at home, that means that he's been at BioWare long enough that he worked on actual BioWare games. So he thanked coworkers, he thanked the Anthem community. I believe that Anthem has a bright future. In other words, Ben's a liar. I believe that Anthem has a bright future. There's a great team working on it, and I look forward to following its progress and playing it from the sidelines. He hasn't said where he's going, and that he believes that Anthem is in good hands. And I think that when you talk about Anthem being in good hands and the people that you mention are like the community engagement nerds and not actual producers, not actual like development leads,
That does not bode well.
Yeah, it means that this game is dead, and these are the people who are here to listen to your fucking worthless complaints. Andrew Wilson, EA's hilarious Australian president, said, like, we're in it for the long term with Anthem, and by in it for the long term, I mean not really doing anything with it and already had to explain it to investors. So, that's a whole thing. I saw the most amazing picture this week, which was of, you know those like fuck it like tubs in Walmart where you walk past a department and they just have like the 4-foot tall tub of like an item that they just have too much of and they're just trying to get rid of. You know, like usually it'll be like $4 DVDs of like Dudley Moore movies or something.
Yeah, I think I got was it Road Trip? The one with like Seth Rogen and like Barbara Streisand?
Something like that, yeah. No, but you get the vibe.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of a fuck it tub full of Anthem. Yeah.
That's rough.
And
buddy.
it's like, it's $12 for the, and I'm like, God damn, like, I just don't, I don't think there's any if you were to come to me and say that you're from the future, and
I am
you're
from
like,
the future.
I'm from the future.
I'm continuing to be from the future.
I'm continuing to be from the future, and in the future, EA saved Anthem, and it's now successful. I would say, why didn't we try something easy first, like stopping white nationalism? Like,
Jesus.
I'm just saying that, like, that game is a fucking disaster. Like, an absolute fucking disaster. Like, it is hard to think of a launch or development of a video game that got fucked up harder than Anthem. Like, reading everything that Schreier has written about it, that shit reads like war journals. Like, I just don't know any way they could have fucked it up more. Just, and so, like, it kind of feels like the lead on Anthem leaving BioWare, whether he's choosing to leave or whether he's forced out, kind of feels like the closing of a book, you know? Like,
I mean, I definitely get that. I don't think Anthem's beyond saving, because there are definitely some good things about Anthem, and they just haven't developed it enough. I mean, they have to do something that EA is not particularly good at, and also that I'm not sure BioWare has a lot of practice at, which is, like, interacting with the community and listening to them. Because, like, Warframe, Destiny, and, there's a good example I'm spacing on right now.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky,
yeah.
Thank you. All did the very same thing that Anthem's doing right now. And they iterated and they built up into a unique experience by interacting with the people that were playing it and making things that they would enjoy. And I think Anthem is just like EA's chance to do the same thing, but they have to do things that they're not great at, which is iterate quickly and listen and act on feedback. And maybe they learn how to do it. And honestly, I feel really bad because BioWare, as great as the studios they are, I know that that's not exactly their wheelhouse. Like, they're carefully calculated. They put things together, like, in their, like, hovel, and then they'll come out and like, hey, I got this game or whatever. It's just Dragon Age Origins. Play it or don't, I guess. And them, like, having to, like, bend the ear to, like, community leaders and whatnot seems like a deal that they're not used to, and will definitely be a challenge for that team, I imagine. But I hope they figure it out, because they definitely can. Like, it's proven. With people with less money, less people, and less time.
Yeah, I mean, Hello Games is, at last count, I think currently 10 people. And the amount of money that Hello Games, like, the annual revenue for No Man's Sky has increased year over year since release.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Meaning that,
they
like,
continue to add more and better content.
Yeah, but, like, that's not the, like, even when games have long tails, that's not generally how, like, it works. Mm-hmm. That, like, because, like, and I'll rephrase, like, Warframe also has continually had better years each successive year, but the difference between Warframe and Anthem and No Man's Sky is that Anthem and No Man's Sky have a base price that they ask you to pay. That there is an amount of money in order to get in on it. Like Warframe, and guys, this isn't just me saying we should play Warframe. Warframe is a game that you could like start for free, and that all of the transactions in the game are for cosmetics, and so
but
they
we don't have to play Warframe.
We don't have to play Warframe,
but we should play Warframe.
We should play Warframe, but the idea of a game which does have like a base price that is required to play it, having like its annual revenue go up year over year, every year since release, is just unheard of. So like the success that like No Man's Sky is experiencing is like absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. But like, it's amazing to see that like No Man's Sky is now like continually in the top 10 concurrent players on Steam. Like the reputation that the game has is glowing now. Like, it's absolutely crazy the shit that players can like do in the game. Like this week they rolled out like their most recent expansion, which introduces the ability to like build custom tools and structures and things that have like logic boards in them and electricity. So people did this and they're like, well, how about this? How about we build vehicles and we build goals and we build a giant scoreboard that talks to the goals, and lol, let's play Rocket League inside of No Man's Sky. Yeah.
No Man's Sky is definitely like a great space for like emerging gameplay,
yeah,
which is really cool.
Yeah. And like one of the things that happened in like year one of Warframe was that like players discovered a way to move faster in the game that had not been intended by the developers. And instead of patching it out when developers found out about it, they're like, wow, people have really taken to this. Let's figure out why they're into it so much and start building around this like movement style. And so then they introduced like a whole new character class and a whole new like type of like offense against enemies, which was built around moving like that. So like there are ways to respond, but it feels like EA, in this form, BioWare, that what they think they can do with Anthem is just do like step one of a process, which is to send a guy out there to go, we hear you. And then people are like, okay, well, that's great, but your game still is terrible. And they're like, we hear you. Okay, I'm so glad you hear us, but what are you going to do about it? No, you don't understand.
We hear you.
We hear you.
I'm gonna murder a man, and I don't know who it is yet.
Tegan, convert that rage to a boner, then convert it to energy.
I can't. I'm not capable.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Rocky, yeah. I think you're about to send me into orbit.
Okay, cool, let's do it. So guys, Nintendo has been striking YouTubers for music. Nintendo, like, while we love them and whatnot, we know are especially litigious and a little aggressive on YouTube. YouTube channel Guild with Sunner, which has over 300,000 subscribers, is dedicated to sharing video game music, was recently hit with over 100 copyright claims. The latest to fall under intense scrutiny as Nintendo appears to be ramping up its efforts to prevent the illicit distribution of its music. In May, Nintendo also went after the channel Brawl BRSTMS3, which included soundtracks from throughout the Super Smash Bros. Series and hitting the most popular videos with copyright claims. Short version is that if you put up Nintendo music on YouTube, Nintendo was likely coming for you. And that sucks because I spent a lot of time just having Nintendo music, among other kinds, play on my YouTube feeds. And I really appreciate listening to that music. It'd be really great if I had a place where I could listen to it legally. And if Nintendo got paid for it, all the better. Like, Capcom put most of its catalog up on Spotify, and Square Enix has recently put all the Final Fantasy soundtracks up there. Shoutouts to them. And I really like Nintendo to, like, ink a deal because what I really want to do is listen to the music. Like, I understand that Nintendo's not getting paid for this, and if they want that money, they should provide the service, and I would be very willing to, like, even shell out for that service a little bit. I don't know about buying like a Nintendo specific like streaming service, but there are other places that already know how to deal with music, and Nintendo could do the same thing. And I don't know why they are cutting this stuff down without some sort of alternative. It seems backwards, which is, you know, how this tends to play out.
So I have an observation and a personal anecdote. Observation. It feels like with some regularity, a type of story that we cover on this podcast is, please witness this particular way that Nintendo is completely ignoring a giant pile of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo doesn't like money.
They kind of don't. It's kind of crazy.
Tegan.
Yeah.
Nintendo is not a person. It's a corporation.
Nintendo doesn't like money. They're my best friend.
All right. Do what you gotta do, Tegan. I'm not falling in the pothole this time.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, them failing to recognize revenue because people want a thing is just them fucking up. Okay. So, personal anecdote. I didn't bring it up on the show at the time because it would have felt just like a weird personal anecdote that didn't really have any kind of positioning to, like, talk about it in a meaningful way.
It lacked context, sure.
Okay. So, back on the Wii U, there was a feature integrated into Mario Kart 8 where at the end of a race, Mario Kart 8 had the feature to create a 60-second highlight reel of your race and then upload it to YouTube from directly inside the game. You linked your YouTube account, you edited and created the highlight video from within Mario Kart 8, and then pressed the upload button inside of Mario Kart 8.
Okay.
Y'all with me?
I think I'm
still here.
Okay. So it's different than Nintendo's current social features, which support like screenshots and up to 30-second video clips of most content, but the platforms for sharing that content is Facebook and Twitter. You can share to Facebook, you can share to Twitter. Mario Kart 8 allowed you to create a 60-second video and share it directly to YouTube from inside of their fucking game. So, it's a thing I did. May of this year, I get an email from YouTube saying that I've been hit with a copyright strike on my YouTube channel.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, I never use... Like, how do I have a copyright strike? It's like, I'm not out there being like, hey, gamers, time to rise and grind. Like, I don't... Like, I'm not uploading content to YouTube. How the fuck do I have a copyright strike on my YouTube channel? So I go and I log in to take a look at this copyright strike. Nintendo has levied a copyright strike against the Mario Kart 8 video that I uploaded from inside of Mario Kart 8.
That's ridiculous. Holy shit.
Okay.
And I feel like this is one of those things that, like, if media picked up on it all, would make Nintendo look incredibly fucking stupid. Because it's like, you created the tools for people to upload these videos, and now you're levying copyright strikes for using the feature that you put into the game. That's, and in the particular copyright strike, like, when you get a copyright strike notice on YouTube, it tells you what exactly the person is claiming.
Mm-hmm.
And in the notice I got, it said music. It said, like, this contains music. And that's just blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind.
Are you gonna protest it? Are you gonna, like, email them and be like, hey, yo, wait, I uploaded this from the actual game? With 90 question marks after it?
You can't really contest those. I think it's weird.
Yeah, like, a strike is different than a claim.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Claim is they're just like, we're taking all the revenue that comes from this video. And they claimed the video long ago, which was hilarious. But then, like, after claiming it years ago, like, which was shortly after the video went up through the Wii U, then to, like, years later, get a strike notification. And considering that YouTube only allows for people, and this is in order to be compliant with, like, law, allows for people to get 3 copyright strikes on their individual accounts, it is entirely possible, that somebody could lose a YouTube channel because of a Nintendo copyright strike on, like, a fucking Mario Kart 8 video. I don't know.
It's hella
Yeah,
garbage.
it feels like
Yeah.
it's very short-sighted.
So, Brian, what's this about Cool Dad?
Phil Spencer. So, Phil Spencer did an interview with GameSpot, and I think that you guys are probably familiar with the phenomenon of Phil Spencer just saying whatever during, like, an interview and not necessarily sticking to talking points.
Right.
Phil Spencer says, cloud gaming is inevitable, but is years and years away. Yeah. He said that the rise of cloud gaming is more likely to mimic Netflix's 20-year arc than to happen spontaneously overnight. He said it'll be some time until the technology's embraced, and that he thinks that, like, a box-free future is even further off. And he said, quote, but we have more compute devices around than we've ever had, whether it's your phone, a Surface Hub, or an Xbox. The world where compute devices are gone, and it's all just coming from the cloud, just isn't the world that we live in today. He went on to say, in xCloud, we are building a convenience capability to allow you to take your Xbox experience with you, meaning that's why we focus on the phone. And the experience is not the same as running the games on an Xbox One X. I'm not going to say that it's an 8K 120 hertz thing. That's not what we're doing. We're going to bring convenience and choice to you on your phone. So, one of the things that, like, people said coming out of E3 was that, you know, when people tried Google Stadia in the Stadia booth at E3, and then they tried Project xCloud in the Xbox booth, was that in every instance, xCloud was more stable and looked better. And it seems to be, just based on some of Spencer's comments here, is that, like, the reason for that is that they're focusing on 2 things first. One, targeting a platform type, phones, and 2, targeting performance over fidelity. You know, like when he says, like, I'm not going to say that it's an 8K 120 hertz thing. Like, I think that, and tell me if you guys agree with me here, like, I think that he's specifically speaking about, like, visual fidelity there. Like, it's not an 8K 120 hertz thing. Like, it's not necessarily going to be the
powerhouse.
Exactly. Like, we're not going for fidelity here, so that way it'll run smoother. I think about how, like, over the years, Nintendo has a lot of times looked at technology and then said, that technology is not where we want it to be in order for us to participate with it yet. We're going to let the technology age before we fuck with it. Like that, it was so formal a philosophy at Nintendo that they even had a formal name around the philosophy. Oh, they called it lateral thinking with weathered technology. So, like, Nintendo's design philosophy is to, like, work with technology which is already, like, nearing obsolescence, like, from a market perspective, and then to, because it is already cheap or it has already been tested, you know, approach it when it's, like, more profitable to do so. I look now at the difference between the philosophies taken by Microsoft and Google toward game streaming, and, like, Microsoft saying, like, okay, like, the technology simply isn't there yet, is taking this, like, more cautious approach and is doing things that streaming can already do. And so as a result, it looks like what they're doing is they're generating a better user experience. Like, okay, we know that streaming can do this right now, so why don't we focus on having it do that? As opposed to, like, reach for things which are not really feasible within the market right now. Like, if you showed me these quotes about, like, you know, where streaming is right now in the marketplace, and you said that these quotes had been said by Mr. Iwata years ago, I would have believed you. Like, they're the kind of, like, the future is good, but we must be cautious philosophy that has felt so at home at Nintendo for years. And just like, man, like, I know I've made the Iwata dispenser comparison before, just as far as, like, the way he treats innovation and treats customers and takes ideas which aren't immediately apparent as to, like, why the fuck is he doing that? And then you're like, oh, he's doing that because there's a marketplace consideration that wasn't obvious, but now it gives Microsoft, like, a strong market position, like, which was the same kind of thing that was going on for years at Nintendo. Like, why in the world, in the face of, like, the strong Xbox 360 and PS3, would Nintendo introduce a console which is barely more powerful than the GameCube, which has motion controllers? What a crazy idea. Q selling over 100 million units.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I read these quotes about, like, the way that they're cautious and what the strategy is about cloud gaming. And I'm like, man, I think that articulates it in fewer words than got said around E3, but also explains why the responses from players and journalists from E3 was so different for the two companies. What thoughts y'all got?
I mean, that sounds about right. You know?
Rocky?
I think it's gonna position them a lot better than, like, Stadia. Because Stadia's kind of brute forcing it at the moment. They want to have everyone in the same room and offer the most powerful graphics possible and whatnot. And they're focusing a bit more on, like, performance than they are on experience. At least from what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And experience is the bigger part of this. It's the part that's harder to, like, pin down. Phil Spencer's not saying that they have it locked up, but there's definitely signaling that that's their focus. That we want this to feel good in your hands, that you'll enjoy playing it, as opposed to having, like, the best fidelity and, like, the largest catalog available. To be fair, they have been building their catalog for a couple of years. A lot of that work is either done or in progress. But I think focusing on the user experience, especially leading up to the Stadia founder release is a pretty big deal.
What I'd like to do, ideally, is transition from a story about a company taking a cautious, consumer-centric approach that will ultimately satisfy more people to a story about a company doing some dumb shit. Can we do that?
Yeah, we totally can. We have the technology, and thankfully, Epic has gifted us with such a story this week.
Hit me.
It's amazing. So, remember back in January when the cybersecurity company Checkpoint said that because of some bugs in Epic's login procedure, all your info was being exposed, your personal identifying information, all that, all the, real important, real good stuff being exposed, completely and utterly exposed. Remember that? So there's now a class action lawsuit that started in North Carolina that has over 100 backers and says that Epic has failed to, quote, maintain adequate security measures and notify users of security breaches in a timely manner.
Fucking nice. God damn it.
Right? Isn't that good? Is that what you were looking for, Brian? Something along those lines?
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay.
Well, I mean, hopefully Epic's already defended themselves, right?
Of course they have not. Are you kidding me? Basically what they said was, we've been made aware of the vulnerabilities and they were soon addressed. We thank Checkpoint for bringing this to our attention. And as always, we encourage players to protect their accounts by not reusing passwords and using strong passwords and not sharing account information with others. That's what they said back when the thing was, initially exposed. And now they've said nothing. Amazing.
Oh my god.
What a time to be alive.
Oh god. Come on, Epic.
They've just straight up declined to comment. So it's not even they haven't tried to put anything out, is that they're just we're not talking about this. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a whole other, time, I think. Yeah. Yee! They have the money, too, to, they got that Fortnite money. Fortnite money is...
Oh, no, they're we don't have them in here, but there was some, Fortnite fuck-ups this week.
You mean there were some more Fortnite fuck-ups?
Yes, because, as much as that is conceivably a game that could just run on autopilot, their need to create, continuing new hashtag content in order to keep the money coming in, they managed to, piss off some of their customers in some meaningful ways this week.
Some new and beautiful ways?
Yep.
Amazing. Wow.
But all those ways that they pissed off customers this week were not as important as leaking P2 data, so good job, Epic. Way to fuck up.
I saw that PII, man.
That's
Personal
right.
identifying information. That's the big stuff. The big
That's
important
right.
stuff.
It's that real. Oh, Lord. Baby Jesus, give me strength.
Brian, we gotta talk about what came out on Steam today.
I didn't say test me, baby Jesus.
Baby Jesus, give him the strength to talk about what the heck came out on Steam today.
Okay. We have today 8 new titles.
Okay, let's do it.
Are they good?
Probably not, no.
Good titles, Brian?
First up is Pam Pam Kana Students. Pam Pam Kana Students is an educative game
Oh no.
to practice your hiragana and katakana skills. By using simple kanas or diacritics and digraphs, you'll be able to train yourself and play on different game modes. There appear to be various horny anime girls.
Of course there are. Because how else are you going to learn Japanese without horny anime girls?
And it looks like there's various levels of dress for them, depending on how successful you are with, I guess, your Japanese.
Ah, great. Sure.
Mature content description says teachers can wear bikinis. Yep. It's a video game that came out today, everybody. It's $3.99.
That's too expensive.
Steam has ruined us to video game pricing.
Well, no, I'm saying for that specific game, that's too expensive. I'm just saying, like, no.
Next up is 5.0.
That's the name of the game.
Yes. Sensei Challenge You. This is a hardcore arcade game in which you will need to complete the level in less than 5 seconds. Oh, fuck off. So basically this game looks like a Meat Boy style platformer, but like each level has to be completed in 5 seconds or less.
Whack.
This game is 59 cents.
It's not even 50 cents, those bastards.
That really feels like an easy... I'm going to read you the features. 40 unique levels. Simple control. Dynamic gameplay. Cool pixel art. Old school art style. Achievements. And now my favorite one. No text. Only pure action. Serious.
Oh, shit.
I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm absolutely drained.
Brian, what's number 3?
Trenches, work in progress.
Oh, no.
Hey, LP, what do you mean?
Trenches, work in progress. An ongoing prototype hoping to bring multiplayer World War-style sandbox conflict to the front lines.
What?
Fight in armor or on foot. Construct fortifications, production lines, and massive guns. Rain shells on your adversaries as you supply your allies at the front with the resources they need to win.
What do you mean a sandbox World War game?
Basically what this looks like is Minecraft World War One.
Okay.
What the fuck?
And it's all just pre-built Unity assets. And so there's like this weird, ugly, clumsy hammer. And he swings it and then just like a fucking trench will happen.
Alright.
That's how trenches work.
Yeah.
That's canonically accurate.
Yeah, so that's a video game.
That's a video game and it came out on Steam today.
Sure did. Here's Apple Pop.
No.
I'm glad that at this point there's ones that like Rocky hears and he's just like, no, this one's going to be a bad time. As much as you might think, this is not the return of our old friend Apple Snake.
It's not?
That was what I was hoping for.
Dang it. Who is it then?
Apple Pop is a super relaxing, super satisfying puzzle popper with power-ups, beautiful scenery, and major combos for literally anyone to play to pass the time or to let off some stress. Apple Pop is inspired by Peggle.
Brian, get this shit away from me, man.
What the fuck's a peggle?
Oh, no.
Hey, Brian, what's a peggle?
Peggle is a video game.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? Are you sure?
Which was originally developed in the PC and mobile space and was met with great success and brought much attention to the developers PopCap. And everybody was like, gosh, PopCap sure does make good video games. And this here Peggle is fantastic. PopCap went on to develop some other stuff. You might know some of their other work as including Plants vs. Zombies.
Oh, okay.
And Feeding Frenzy.
And Bejewels.
Yep. They made a bunch of like critically acclaimed games, which caused them to get bought by EA, where they are now, much like our friends at BioWare, a shell of their former self. So, shout-outs to PopCap.
Fucking PopCap.
Yep.
What is this called? Apple Pop? Like, for real?
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah, and it's pretty much just Peggle.
Mm-hmm.
For $3.99, you can play pretty much just Peggle.
Pretty much just Peggle.
Next up is the Werewolf Hills.
God damn it, how? Whatever, go ahead.
The Werewolf Hills is a first-person shooter that tells the adventure of a person that gets lost in the mysterious mountain where a fierce monster lays in the nights. Oh, this is bad. Oh, no.
I mean, it does say lay in the nights, so I wasn't assuming it was good.
It's a first-person shooter called Werewolf Hills, guys. Guys?
Yeah. I am glad to announce that the Werewolf Hills is out now. It took more than I expected, I is lowercase, because there was a lot more bugs and improvements. But after testing the game 100 times, now is ready to play. If you have any questions or want to leave a comment, please post it on the game forum. I will be reading it all. Thanks to everyone that supports the game. I hope you all enjoy the game. Heart. Regards, smiley face.
Well, at least they sound earnest.
You are lost driving on a rad hill, and your car is being out of fuel, and you don't know what to do. Your only option will be to search for help, but something bad are happening in the nearest town. As you go, you will notice the hills are invaded of dangerous sectarians, also a fierce monster. So get help won't be easy. You will need to search for weapons and kill them if you don't want to die. Finally, the night comes and you hear a fierce howl.
Okay. That is something. For sure.
Yeah, this is, the Werewolf Hills, everybody.
Brian, the next thing, please. We gotta go. I gotta get through it.
Buck zombies.
Oh my god, how? It's just one after another. This is too much. Whatever. Buck zombies. Let's go. Brian, come on.
First-person shooter that allows up to 4 team members to face an unending horde of zombies.
Mm-hmm.
This game looks to be produced maybe even with the same asset pack as the Werewolf Hills.
Oh my god. Same developer? Same developer?
No, actually it's not, which is what makes it even better.
Oh god damn it.
Next up is Falco Engine.
Okay.
Free 3D game engine with C scripting, bullet physics, and OpenAL audio. Oh, this is software, not a game.
Yeah.
All right. We'll leave it alone. Hidden Objects, The Mystery House.
Oh no.
It's a hog, everybody. We don't usually get hogs on this.
We don't,
show.
actually.
Yeah. Start playing the most exciting hog with the most beautiful theme. Adventure through stunning hidden object levels. Find the objects hidden throughout the custom designed maps. This is an incredibly relaxing hog for kids and adults alike. And then finally, Pixel Shinobi 9, Demons of Mamuro.
This sounds like a lot, but I'm listening.
This sounds like a time.
It is $8.24.
Okay.
Bloody stealth platformer about the ninja in which you cut enemies into pieces. Update. Beta 0.998. Beta, that's right.
That beta?
Do they have 2 T's?
It does.
Okay, there it is.
Cutscenes added. Added option to customize graphics. Additional battle with final boss. Change the music in the battles with bosses and in dialogue. Added 14 new achievements. You can skip statistics at the end of the level. Pixel Shinobi is a game in the genre of stealth and platforming with elements of RPG in which players play as the Shinobi, ninja. Players can gain experience when killing enemies and eventually be able to unlock more advanced ninjutsu. Going through the levels, the player will collect various ingredients which he can craft weapons, shurikens, poison, elixirs, grenades, mines, as well as the main weapon of the ninjato. At the end of each level, the player gains experience for the past level completed. The game utilizes a stealth mechanic in which hide and seek can be your best weapon of defense. Being able to hide in the shadows and deliver crucial and critical blows to an enemy can also give you experience in the end. Yeah. This does not look like just a straight asset flip.
Mm-hmm.
At least it could be, and I wouldn't know. I know that there is starting to be more like pixel art asset packs out there, but like at the very least, like there are some things. Like I'm seeing some barrels here. These look like some custom ass barrels.
That's cool. It sounds like they're actually doing something. So
yeah.
Well, and even if you're like using assets for a lot of the stuff and just adding your own touches to a few things to minimize like development time, I think that's cool.
Right. There is a difference between asset usage, which is good, and asset flipping, which is to take a single asset unchanged and then just repedal as a finished game. So this actually looks like it's got some ideas. So thanks, Pixel Shinobi, for allowing us to end on a strong point.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you.
We got at least one good game. Or at least one promising game.
All right. Rocky, take us home.
Yeah, so speaking about things that we appreciate you. This is our show. It's Impossible Coin. Thank you for making it through it. We do it every week. You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. And we'd appreciate if you left us a review at any of those places. But, it'd be really great if you left it on iTunes. Not trying to pressure you, just saying we'd appreciate it. If you notice, there's music at the beginning and end of this podcast, produced by our friend Big Sach. He's a good guy. You can find his work on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/BigSachNJ, or you can follow him on Twitter at Hillary_Swank, if you feel like it. We also have a t-shirt and a logo. It's designed by Lauren Moran. You can find her on Twitter at Lauren Moran, and consider donating to her Patreon. She deserves it.
Yep.
We are on social media. Brian's usually on Facebook. I'm usually on Twitter. And Tegan's usually on Tumblr. It's all on Impossible Coin. So, just send us a nat or a message if you want us to talk about it. Sometimes the cats read mail. They'll even give grades. Sort of. But that's a whole other thing.
Well, thanks all. We'll be back next week, and I'm sure that we'll find more excuses to dunk on TED Talks, and I will continue to deny the existence of horniness. Peace.
Bye.
Later.